الحقنا يهوى أخي سماي أشعلا يهوى الحقنا يهوى أخي بركة يهوى بركة outside بركة يهوى بركة outside بركة يهوى بركة outside بحسن خامداش only double honest great bill story well. Peace, blessings, health, and wellness to the house of David Lee night. I was a high spirit with lawyer, and I saw a YouTube short. It was a YouTube short of this Pop the Balloon show, and it was a line of Jakes lined up, and Eve walked out. Eve walked out wearing all black with a black skirt, and as soon as she came out, they started popping the balloon. And I don't think it was because she was a so-called black woman or because she was dark-skinned, because a lot of people find dark skin attractive. I mean, I like dark, but she did have a dark countenance on her. And long story short, she said she was a traveling nurse and all these other things. But the main thing she said was, one of the main things she said was that she wants a dominant man who can handle her submissiveness. And one of the Jakes that was living out in the Bay was like, he's from the Bay Area. He was like, that whole dominant submissive thing, that's game. And from what I've experienced, it is game, man. When women start talking that alpha stuff, all right, Shalom, elder. All right, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shalom, that's Barakatah. Women start talking that alpha stuff, and they want a dominant man and all those things. I believe they inadvertently saying they need a man that's so dominant to handle her non-submissiveness. Because she said she need a dominant man to handle her submissiveness. That doesn't even make sense. All right? This is the new world, the new age stuff that we deal with when we jump out and talk to women, man. This is the trickery that Eve comes with, the trickery of her bag, man. All right? Hey, Shalom, brother. How about But she was like, she need a dominant man to handle her submissiveness, and niggas started popping the balloon and shit, man. Among other things she said, you know? But ultimately, Eve ain't got it, man. And that's why Jake out here getting passports, or Jake just getting rotations, or Jake just going his own way, man. All right? Men are going their own way because this modern mindset is not conducive to a relationship. Then she was like, well, he looks like, I don't know if she said he did look like a guy, or he didn't look like a guy. But she was like, he looks like a guy that I can have a one-night stand with, or I couldn't have a one-night stand with. So here it is, you're a traveling nurse talking about a one-night stand. All right? So the scriptures, this lifestyle that women have, all right, is not in alignment with the role they have according to the scriptures. And you can't have a dual reality in which you have the disposition to have a one-night stand, but you're looking for a monogamous relationship. You're not monogamous with yourself if you have a one-night stand as a woman. That's why they love Prison Jake, man. That nigga ain't got no standards, man. What I've learned conversing with women in the world, you know, like jumping and talking, you know, talking to women, is that if your ass got a standard as a man, he losing. If you got an expectation, you losing. A nigga ain't got no expectation. You know? That's what I learned. When you put your penis to the side and you just don't pour yourself into a woman based off how she looks, if you actually have an expectation and a position you want a woman to play in your life, a role you want a woman to play in your life, Eve lose, man. And all I'm doing is speaking about the so-called black woman according to the scriptures. Like, wait a minute, the scripture says be a keeper at the house. You know? Not saying if you got a job, you got a job. But women take these jobs, and that's any job, whether it's traveling, stationary, the chick at the warehouse, she ain't gotta travel. The scripture say be a keeper of the house. You know? But women use their jobs and their lifestyle as a tool for promiscuity, man. You know? They use it as a pun or a means for promiscuity, man. But Jake out here catching on, man. Jake out here catching on, man. all these dating apps and all this traveling, and yeah, man, Eve is a nigga, man. And I'm not saying this out of spite. We comparing women to the scriptures, man. We are comparing women to the scriptures, and they fail because the scriptures is a standard. When you read the book of Timothy and the book of Titus, and it talks about the role of women, that's an expectation. The aged women to teach the younger women to be discreet, chaste, sober, keeper of the house. Now you're being compared to a standard. And when a modern woman is being compared to a standard, she loses. You can't have a dual reality. All right? Nobody wants a woman that moves like a man. You see? You see? But like I said, it just game. When women start talking about they need an alpha, they need an alpha male because she's an alpha, or she needs a dominant man to handle her submissiveness. Wait a minute. Submissiveness doesn't need to be handled. See, all jokes aside, I see why Jake get like a fat white girl. Now, I'm not promoting a fat white girl, but she respect him. Jake, or not even just a fat white girl, but you know how you see Jake with that fat white girl. That man that been through some shit with Eve where he look at that Edomite like, man, at least she respect me. You know? But Jake out here traveling, man, and getting passports and stuff because he not respected in his own country, man. All right? When they start talking about that, they need an alpha male. They use alpha as a code word for one, they use it as a provider. They mean they want a man to provide for them. And they also mean they want a man that's so dominant that they can handle their dominance. You gotta be ultra dominant to handle my nigginess as a woman, my nigginess. All right? But Jake out here peeping game. Jake like, man, that's game. That whole dominant male, submissive. They start talking like that because it speaks for itself. See, the Most High deals with energy. You can feel the energy on a woman. When you talk to women exude different, they emanate a different energy, a different vibration, man. Yep, that's right. See? But if you can feel the dominant, assertive energy on a woman. You can feel it. No matter what she's saying, you can feel it. But also, you can feel that feminine energy on a woman to where it arouses your male nature. It arouses your instincts. It's like, damn, you can feel your instincts being moved, so to speak. It's like, you know, your instincts, if you wanted to, she could have your little ones, well, she'll naturally fit into that feminine role without it being a struggle. Yep. Them haughty looks, man. You know? But how can you be on the show talking about you looking for a relationship, but you also say, yeah, that's the guy I can have a one-night stand with, or I couldn't see myself having a one-night stand. You can't have your cake and eat it too, man. But that's why Jake moving from the table, man. All right? But like I said, what you learn from women, and I know brothers have, you know, had buku experiences, is it's a lot of times it's a spiritual connection. It's an energetic attraction. It's energy, man. You can feel it in your instincts, like, okay, I can feel it, you know, like it arouses your instincts. You can feel it from women from other cultures. You can feel it, man. All right? But like I said, man, this modern mindset with this Eve and Edomite, man, it's not conducive to a union, man. And it put Jake last, man. The Most High didn't create this lifestyle. He didn't create a system in Jerusalem where a woman could have her fun, quote unquote, then settle down to find a husband. Because in Jerusalem, that basically means she played the harlot. See, well, one thing I've been learning, man, just from what I've been observing and watching, a woman she can't breathe outside of she can't breathe outside of the Western Hemisphere. It ain't no way this woman could be in a society where you got to be covered from head to toe. You can't eat pork, you know? It's one thing to say, yeah, I'm an Israelite. Yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. But it's another thing where the whole country is under these traditional laws, man. Eve can't live out there like that. You know? She can't go to Juicy Crab. She can't go to Crab Shack. You know? You probably not even allowed to have a cell phone. You probably not even allowed to drive a car. Like, Eve can't live like that, man. Very few Eve can live like that, man. But yeah, that woman came on the show, and it was funny because as soon as she came on the show called Pop the Balloon, all those Jakes started popping their balloons. You know? But see, now they coming with games, so they don't act dominant. They might not act dominant, but they'll say little red flag words, little buzzwords like, I'm looking for a dominant man. You don't have to say you're looking for a dominant man, all right? Because opposites attract. So your feminine will attract a dominant man. It'll attract a masculine man. It's instincts, all right? You don't have to say I need a man that can handle my submissiveness. Submissiveness doesn't have to be handled. But they act all cool and stuff. They a lot of times they up on game, so they don't act aggressive no more. But they say these little buzzwords to let you know that it's not authentic with the spirit they coming in, man. But like a lot of times, it's the game is energetic. You can feel it in your spirit, man. Yeah, if that daughter be shameless, you know, I'm vaguely reading because, you know, I'm driving, but shameless basically just means fast. Like, your daughter being shameless, she's fast. Now, when I was growing up and I was 15, 16, I had so-called homegirls, like my neighbors, right? And they'll be raised apostolic or Pentecostal. I can't remember at this point, but they had to wear dresses. And when we walked to the bus stop together, she'll take off that damn dress. As soon as her daddy leave to go to work and we walk to the bus stop, she'll take off that damn dress at the bus stop and have some underclothes up under there, man. That was shameless. She was fast. And she stayed having wolf niggas around her, man. You know? 14, 15, 16, rebellious in the motherfucker, man. But society told us that the man, her father making the effort to put her in order, that was toxic. You know? Yeah, man. You know, Jake 14, 15, your daughter 14, 15, niggas coming down the street with their bicycles, they hopping the fence while parents at work. And I was one of those dudes that was trying to sneak in too. At 14, 15, I mean, I didn't know better back then. I was just going off hormones. I was trying, you know? But now I see as a man, like, damn. Either the woman didn't have a dad, the girl didn't have a dad, or the dad was just working, man. It's hard to be that protector and a provider, because when you provide, you really can't protect. Not in Babylon. You know? Yeah, Jake pulling up with the bicycle, hopping the gate. Yeah, man. Or something more subtle like Eve turned a certain age. Now, you know, now she wearing little short shorts to pull the trash can from the front of the yard, man. But older niggas looking at her like, oh, she ready. You know? See, when we get the kingdom, it ain't just about, oh, we're going to have all these wives and we're going to be flying everywhere. We're just going to see order. And we're going to see women in their glory. And we're going to see women in their order. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. And one of the most cherishable, one of the most glorious things is like an arranged marriage, man. And I'm not going to let Elon outdo us with these arranged marriages, bro. It's going to be off the chain, man. We're going to actually marry off our daughter to other Israelite princes. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. All right? See, the Most High have planted 99% of so-called black women, black, Hispanic, and Native American women, but mainly Eve. He's planted them in slippery places because they're independent. And as soon as the grid collapses, all right, as soon as your cell phone stop working, as soon as there's a power outage, as soon as police can't mathematically attend to every call, 911 call, Eve is through. As soon as you get cut off from your non-important job, all right? As soon as the dollar collapses, man, all right? Eve is through. All right. And there are a lot of men who are angry with the so-called black woman, and they carnal, they primitive, and they just wait on society to collapse, man. All right. Your best bet is to be submissive, is to be in order. But Eve ain't gonna have it, man. Eve out here with hygiene problems now. Eve out here got odor problems now. Eve out here got hygiene problems now. And you could go to the grocery store and buy soap and buy soap, man. You could dish out now. You could buy that tea tree dish pan. Eve out here got hygiene problems now. How much more when you turn the faucet and the water don't come on, man? All right. When you can't, when soap will be some luxury stuff, man. All right, this is gonna be bad for Eve. Eve got 2-3 kids. Eve done made 2-3 kids just because, man. With prison Jake, with anonymous Jake, with off the grid Jake, man. See, when Eve opened her mouth, she started telling her, giving herself away. I had an Eve around me telling me, she was like, I'm tired of taking care of niggas. And that's a little narrative that Eve run. But then you ask her, what are you doing taking care of a man? You see? The narrative, when they start talking, they get themselves away. They get their mindset away. And then you learn, you realize Eve causes her own suffering, man, through her lust. She causes her own effect through her lust, man. All right. But hey, the water brothers for tuning in. With that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Till the next time, shalom.